And should begin by coming down fully onto your back into Shavasana. Just I'll take a few minutes here to ground down. So as you begin to ground, find your breath. Find your breath and allow it to meet your body. Meet your body in a way that with the breath you can sense all parts of your body, sending it down to the feet first, and up through the legs, through the hips, the torso, the chest, the shoulders. Send your breath to your arms and your hands, eventually up through your throat, to your head, third eye, top of head. Allow the breath to help you settle into stillness. And as you settle into stillness, observe the energy in your body. We're going to work through all 7 chakras today, starting with the root, working all the way up to crown chakra. So maybe envision your breath coming in through the root, which is the base of the spine. Coming into that center with the inhale. And then working its way out through the body to the top of the head, the crown chakra with the exhale. And maybe notice as you imagine your breath coming in through the root and coming all the way throughout the body and going out the crown. Notice the way the body feels when you do this. Is it sticky anywhere? Is there any point of hesitation? Or is it free-flowing, magical, wonderful? Just notice without judgment. So yin is very much an energy body practice. Yes, we move our physical bodies, but the point of yin is to move the energy around in the body, help things get unstuck if they are stuck. So sometimes things get stuck, and then in the chakra world, things get stuck if there's a lack of something or if there's too much of something. So throughout class, as we work through all 7 chakras, I'll speak a little bit about each one and what they mean, where they sit in the body. And as I go throughout each of the 7 chakras, as we move through them, and I speak about them, reflect to yourself what you might want to generate more of. And also reflect on what is it that you might want to let go as it relates to each chakra. And if there is any imbalance of the chakras in the body or in your life, my hope is that this reflection will help you clear it, generate something more lovely, let go of something that doesn't serve you anymore. As you breathe here, take a moment to set an intention for class, one that's bigger than you, bigger than just you in this moment, and bigger than just moving your body or talking about chakras. Begin to deepen your breath. See if you can really slow it down. Slow it down so much that you can feel every bit of your body just slightly moving with the inhale and exhale. And generate a short pause in between the inhale and exhale. And just notice what comes up for you in that pause. After your next exhale, hug the knees into the body and give yourself a big squeeze. And work your way up to a seat, any seat. We're going to begin just to ground down through the sit bones. So this is where your root chakra is. So your root chakra is the base of the spine. So just feel for that. Feel for the grounding sensation through the base of the spine. You may wish to close down the eyes. Your hands can be resting on your knees, face down for grounding. Just focus a few breaths at the base of the spine. Imagining the inhale actually coming up through the base of the spine, filling up through your belly, across the rib cage, up into your chest. And then with the exhale, it's going back down the spine, out the tailbone, into the earth. Once more with the inhale, imagining it comes through the base of the spine, up the belly, across the abdomen, spreading across the chest, maybe coming up to the collarbone. Maybe you have space to take breath up into the throat until you can't inhale any further, and you let it all go down the spine, through the tailbone, into the earth. Just come back to a normal breath. And when you're ready, we'll take our first pose, caterpillar, which is just seated forward fold. So extend your legs out long in front of you. I like to use a block for this, or a pillow, but maybe work the fleshy bits away from the sit bones. Find a tall seat first. And when you're ready, you can walk your hands forward and find a relaxed, comfortable fold. It does not matter what you look like. This can be curved back. If you have a block or pillows and you want to rest your forehead down onto it, that might feel nice, just to allow some release of the shoulders and neck. And then remember your breath here. So caterpillar pose is also a pose for the root chakra. So the feelings related to the root chakra are feelings of safety, being centered, grounded, related to your foundation, security. It's the foundation of your energy body. This is Muladhara, which is the root chakra. Check in with the body. Ensure that there's no unnecessary holding anywhere. And use your breath to give your body permission to let go, relax. Let gravity do the work. While you're here, settling into stillness, explore what the breath can do for this posture. I said this a lot over the last few weeks, that your inhale can help you create space in the body, and your exhale can allow you to move into that space. So maybe after you've held this for a few moments, you can just see if that's true for you. And perhaps over time, the appropriate edge for your body moves, maybe just the slightest bit. And thinking back to what I read off about the root chakra at the beginning. So root chakra is related to safety, security, being centered, grounded, your foundation. Take a minute here to think about what it is that you might want to generate more of in your life in relation to this chakra. And reflect upon, maybe, is there anything that you want to or need to let go of? Deepen your breath. Very slowly walk the hands up the legs and just find position your hands next to your hips and just sit up tall once more through the spine. Take a couple breaths here. It might feel good to bring your legs into your chest to give yourself a hug. Just digest that, hold however you need to. And the second pose we'll move into is butterfly. So butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees come out wide, depending on how open your hips are this time of day, or just today in general. It might feel good to put blocks underneath knees, or may just let them hang out there in space. So up to you here. You can come up to an upright butterfly if that's what's calling you today. If you're not feeling it and you want to lay down, you can take supine butterfly and lay fully on your back. Like this. Decide what your body wants in this moment and take that. Allow yourself to just take that. If you're upright, it might feel good to come into a fold once more. I encourage you to use something to lower your head down onto, just to help relieve any stress in the neck. Find what works for you and your body in this moment and give yourself that. Begin to settle into stillness, remembering that connection to breath. So the second chakra, working from the ground up, is the sacral chakra. The location is the pelvis or the groin. It's related to feeling or sensation in the body, also related to creativity or creation. So an affirmation related to the sacral chakra is, I trust my feelings and give them ample room for expression. So this kind of builds upon the two of the things I mentioned, feeling and creativity. And as you're here again, reflect on feeling, sensation, creativity. It's also sensuality, sexuality. And think about what you want to generate more of and what it is that you might be ready to let go. Deepen your breath here. You take one more juicy inhale and exhale. When you're ready, you can bring your knees together. If you're not already laying back, go ahead and lay back onto your back with the soles of your feet on the mat and your knees up. This is constructive rest. Just lay here for a moment, digesting that pose. It's a good starting point for the next pose that we'll be taking, which is cat pulling its tail. But to get there, we'll start in a tucked twist. So as you're laying on your back, lift the feet up so your knees are hovering and move both knees over to the left side of your mat for a twist. Those shoulders will remain firmly planted on the ground below you. Your arms can come out wide. If your legs are over to the left side, your head would be turned to the right. Just take a couple breaths here, and then I'll cue what you need to do to get into the full expression of cat pulling its tail. So you can take your left hand to the top of the right knee, and your right hand to your bottom foot, so that would be your left foot, or somewhere near it. So cat pulling its tail is, you have your left hand on either your right knee, or you can extend the right foot out and hold the foot, the shin, the calf, wherever your arm falls. And then your hand is reaching, your right hand is reaching towards your left foot. So it's a twist and can create a bit of a quad stretch for that left quad. And if that's not feeling good or working in your body, the tuck twist is perfectly okay too, and will accomplish the exact same thing. So the third chakra, working my way up from the bottom, is solar plexus, Manipura. So the solar plexus chakra relates to your willpower, your strength of purpose, sense of self, vitality, self-confidence. It's located in the side body, so torso, sides of the ribs. That's why twists can activate the solar plexus chakra. The most important thing in a twist is staying connected to breath. And as we're focused on the solar plexus and side body, perhaps notice the breath filling the belly and expanding through the sides of the ribs with the inhale, and collapsing with the exhale, giving a gentle massage to your internal organs. And deepen your breath here. Take one or two more inhales and exhales, really melting into the twist. When you're ready, transition to the other side. You'll bring the knees back to center and then hover them over to the right side. Head will turn to the left. Now your bottom leg will be the right leg, the top leg will be the left. You can find your left knee or left calf or left foot with the right hand. Decide what expression you want to take. And then your left hand will find the bottom foot, which would be the right foot, or close to it, working its way there. So you'll be finding some extension of the top leg, and then a quad stretch with the bottom leg. And careful to keep both shoulders as close to the ground as possible. And stay connected to your breath. So, what do you want to generate more of as it relates to willpower, strength of purpose, sense of self, self confidence, vitality? I can tell you typically the list of what I need to or want to generate more of is long as it relates to these things. And what do you want to let go of? Is there anything you need to release, let go, forget about? And again, really imagine and visualize your breath coming in into the abdomen area and expanding the side body. And relaxing and releasing down with the exhale. Maybe even imagine whatever it is that you want to generate more of, bringing that in, bringing it physically into the body with the inhale. And fully releasing and letting it all go with the exhale. Enjoy just a couple more deep breaths. And then when you're ready, come back to center, hug the knees into the chest. And digest this just for a few breaths. And then in your own way, come up to your knees to prep for camel pose. So this is where you probably want to have blocks. Your toes can be tucked or they can be flat. And you'll be up, fully on your knees with your hip and knees stacked. And to begin, you have blocks by your sides. So to begin, you're going to bring your hands to the low back. May not even make it down to blocks, just depends on how your body feels today. You're going to press into the low back. Hands can be down or up. And just begin to breathe into the chest here. You're creating an opening through the upper back. It's important to keep the knees and hips stacked. And maybe with time and breath, you may be able to find the blocks. It's also important to keep pressing your hips forward. You can keep the chin tucked into the chest, or you can let the head relax down and back. Just find what works best for your body. This is a deep back bend, and you're going to be holding for a few minutes, so be kind to yourself. So in this deep back bend, we're working on the heart chakra, anahata. The heart is known as the seat of the soul. The heart chakra is to generate love, compassion, acceptance, empathy. We're opening the front of the heart here in this pose. So while you're here enjoying a few juicy breaths, really connect to the heart chakra. You can visualize your breath coming to the front of the chest. With the inhale, really expanding outward fully until you can't expand it any further. And exhale, letting it all go. Maybe here, instead of asking what you need to generate more of and what you need to let go of, ask yourself what it might look like if you trusted your heart more. What might you do more of if you trusted your heart more? Just going to take a couple more breaths here before we release. So maybe visualize it coming into the heart once more. Find your fullest expression of this pose before slowly coming down. Might feel good to find a closed knee, closed leg, child's pose. Forehead down. Arms can go behind you or out in front of you, whatever feels good in your body. Generally speaking, when you do the child's pose with the knees together, it helps release the back. And also, if you're in this child's pose with the knees together, your heart is supported by your knees. And the back of your heart here is now exposed and open. So focus the breath to the back of the shoulders. You're in this child's pose to digest the camel pose, but also to really feel what it feels like to have the front of the heart supported by the knees and the back of the heart exposed and open. Noticing the expansion in the back of the heart with the inhale. And the release down into the support of the knees with the exhale. As you asked yourself earlier, what would you do more of if you trusted your heart more? Maybe reflect on here while you're in this posture with the heart supported by the legs. What would you do more of if you felt and trusted that your heart was supported more? And very slowly, you can come out of the child's pose, push back up into hands. You're going to send your feet in front of you once more, coming into fish pose. So I'll show you from the side. Legs go out long. And you're going to place the block to where it comes between the shoulders to support your back. or a pillow. Really, the point of this is opening the throat chakra. So find what works for you to create the general back bend in the upper back, and then you're going to bring the top of the head down onto the mat or floor. Something that looks similar to this or along the same lines. You can use pillows. This is a throat opener. It's also a really good counter pose to the deep back bend that we just did. So the fifth chakra, working the way up from the root chakra. The fifth is the throat chakra. So the throat chakra represents truth, communication, purification as well. So the throat chakra is the house of purification. Anything that you take into your system passes through the throat. Food, words, expression. What does it mean to be impeccable with your word? I don't know how many of you have gone down the rabbit hole of Googling or reading about chakras, but I will say this is probably the one chakra I've had the most trouble with in my life. Um, there's a lot of good information out there about it. It shows up physically in a lot of different ways. I'm not going to get into it, but pretty interesting. So if you ever feel like you have trouble speaking your truth or communicating hard things, which I think most all of us do, maybe look into it. So really slowly begin to deepen the breath. And then remove the block or pillow and just lay down onto your back for a moment. And in your own way, come up and into all fours. The last pose we're going to do before Shavasana is Sleeping Swan. So if you have your block, you can place it at the front of your mat. You may or may not need it. We'll see. I'll give you two options. So Sleeping Swan, we're going to do this for third eye chakra. So you can start with your right knee. Just bring it forward behind your right wrist. Your right ankle can come really wherever works for you in your body. By now, you probably know what's the best place. It might be 45 degrees. It can work your leg up a little bit further. And then walk your hands back. And take a blanket or a block or anything that you might need to place under the hip so you can find both sit bones grounding down, not both sit bones, both hips. And then once you feel that you're stable here, that your back leg is walked back as far as it can, you can walk forward into sleeping swan. So the two options, you could come and rest your forehead down onto the block, or backs of the hands with crocodile arms. So the reason I'm making sure to bring up that we're resting our forehead down on hands or blocks is this is how we'll get into the sixth chakra, the third eye chakra. So your third eye chakra is all about intuition, perceiving, just a bit about trust here, trusting yourself. So it's said that your intuition or your third eye chakra can become more powerful through meditation and yoga. You're just practicing trusting yourself and questioning yourself less. So the third eye is also related to your connection to wisdom and insight, motivate inspiration and creativity. I'll come back to the physical for a moment. And notice if you're clinging anywhere, low back, glutes, maybe even shoulders or jaw. Give yourself permission to fully relax into the support that's below you. Trust that you're supported and know that you can use your exhale to let go and release. It's almost time to transition to the other side. So tune into your breath. See if you can create a little more space with your next inhale. Move into that space with the exhale. And simmer in that deeper opening you just created. And very slowly, when you're ready, press into your hands. And come back up through a down dog if you need that to release the legs, or just onto all fours and kind of wiggle, jiggle it out. You know where we're going, so go there as soon as you're ready. Left knee and leg will come forward. Might press into the right toes and work your right leg back, just to see if you can find deep expression. Supported through both hips. And slowly walk your hands, your arms, your chest forward onto a block pillow, backs of hands. Once more, finding that support under the third eye, the eyebrow ridge. Maybe even with the eyes closed, focus the internal gaze there at the third eye. And as it relates to perception, intuition, what is it that you want to generate more of? I would say, generally speaking, I'm always wanting to generate more of trusting my own intuition, listening to myself, not doubting myself. So maybe that is what you want to let go of, is doubting yourself. But reflect on what that means to you. What is it that you want to let go of? How would you trust yourself more deeply if you truly believed that you have everything you need inside of you? You're already whole and complete, and you're already full of all the wisdom and knowledge that you need. Sometimes it just takes remembering and trusting. Tune into the body with your breath. Use the exhale to let go of any unintentional holding. Is there space that you can create with your breath that will allow you to maybe even inch just the tiniest bit deeper? It may not even be something that's visible, but you can feel it. Now deepen your breath. And to release this pose, press into your arms. and into the right foot, and you can send your left foot back or find your way onto your belly, however makes sense to you in this moment. So our final resting pose will be belly shavasana, or if you'd rather find regular shavasana or legs up the wall, legs on the couch, feel free to go there now. Shavasana is known as a crown chakra balancing pose as well. And we'll also touch on it when we're done with Shavasana in our seated last minute or so of meditation. So once you get to the Shavasana of your choice, get any last wiggles out. Do whatever you need to do to get comfortable. And once more, settle into stillness. Find a couple rounds of breath where you start at your feet and bring it all the way up through the legs, through the root chakra, sacral chakra, up to your solar plexus, side body, into your heart, and up through the throat chakra, third eye, all the way up to the crown of your head. Maybe you visualize that just a couple times with 2 more controlled deep inhales and exhales. And once you've done that, let it all go. Shavasana, I'll wake you in a few minutes. Without moving, without doing anything at all, just bring your awareness to this current state. The best way to connect to the crown chakra is through gratitude and contentment. My hope for you in this moment is that after this class, right now, you're feeling perhaps a bit of gratitude for yourself for taking the time to come, show up, and do this practice. Hopefully, you're feeling content as well. A strong crown chakra will help bring you peace. Begin to bring your awareness to the self. Perhaps taking a bird's eye view and looking down on your body here in this moment. Looking down in awe and in wonder and giving thanks to self. Thanks to your body for all that it does for you, all the hard work it does. It shows up every day. Feeling gratitude for being able-bodied and being able to enjoy this practice. Bring your awareness to your breath, the rise and fall of the belly, the air coming in and out of the nostrils. And starting small and working your way to maybe more expansive movements, begin to bring some movement to your body. And eventually, in your own time, come to a fetal position on your side of choice. Cradle your head with your bicep. Tuck your knees in. And really connect to this feeling of renewal. So fetal position represents rebirth, awakening, renewal. And when you're ready, using the strength of your arms, push your way up into a seated position, whatever seat works for you. And once you ground down, we're gonna do a mantra with our hands to connect further to the crown chakra. So the representation of the crown chakra is actually the 1,000-petal lotus. So we're gonna make this lotus flower with our hands. So your palms will touch, and then your pinky fingers and thumbs touch, and your fingers will splay out. And with your eyes open or closed, you can bring that lotus to the top of your head, forehead. And just take a few breaths here, connecting fully from your root chakra, base of your spine, which is grounded in Mother Earth. Just feel your breath and your energy work its way up fully to your lotus on top of your head. So just as the root connects us to Mother Earth, the crown is our connection to the divine, to the universe, to gods, goddesses, whatever you want to call it. As I mentioned, it's pictured as a lotus with 1,000 white petals. So just take one more moment here to feel your connection to a higher being. If that's not your thing, it might be better for you to just feel your connection to all beings. And after your next exhale, bring your palms together into prayer through your third eye, through your throat, into your chest. Bow your head down. And give thanks to yourself again for showing up. Thanking yourself as teacher and as student. I thank you for allowing me to be your guide. The light and love in me honors and sees the light and love in each of you. Namaste. Thank you guys. Sorry I went over a little bit.
Thanks, Katie.
This is recorded, and if you want to do it again, you can.